This is Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Stock Talk, series I make whenever I feel it's necessary, where we cover some exciting news and price action in regard to some of the stocks we've been talking about on the channel. In today's case, you already know the deal. We have to cover some of the insane volatility that we saw in the EV sector today. Let's get straight into it. Go down the line here on the watch list on TradingView as always. Tesla, Nikola, and Workhorse. We will take a look at each of their charts in that order. I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking in terms of future potential price action, break down the technicals, but along with some exciting technicals, we do have some exciting fundamentals as well, at least in terms of Nikola. But I mean, Tesla falls 21%, worst single day loss in its history. And if you guys have been tuning into the channel, you guys know that I've been calling for this for the past week or so. I did establish some put options last week that did thankfully extremely well this morning, but as I've been saying, you guys, just looking at Tesla, no rational individual can look at this chart and think that it's not a bubble. And maybe I'm saying that as someone who has I've pretty much built my trading career off spotting bubbles and capitalizing on bubbles. And it does suck to know that so many new traders I know for a fact got wiped out during this. During some of the carnage that we've seen over the past couple of days. But that's just this game. That's why you have to be ready. You have to be able to spot bubbles like these. And again, I was able to capitalize. And I'll tell you right now, it feels just as good being right on the pop of a bubble than being early on a stock that's about to run up. Okay, so of course we will look over this. I'll still let you guys know what I'm thinking in terms of Tesla's price action over the course of the next week, month, whatever. But very exciting there. Very exciting in terms of technicals. Okay, so, and then we will get on to some very solid fundamental news that led to, again, Nikola popping as much as 53% today after General Motors takes 11% stake in the electric truck maker. Okay, so we will just go over some of the highlights here. We'll take a look at Nikola on the charts. This is very bullish. This is very good bullish news, and it is also promising to see stocks like Nikola and Workhorse, which is the third stock that we will be covering today, doing well on a day where we've seen pretty much a bloodbath in the rest of the equity markets. Okay, so they are definitely showing strength in that sense, and as I have kind of said in the past, it's playing into my theory that as capital flows out of other larger stocks like Tesla in this sector and even the tech sector as a whole, they will go into more promising stocks, and especially smaller stocks like Workhorse, only a $2 billion company. It does not take much capital inflow to that stock to absolutely like skyrocket the initial share price or the individual share price. I'm sorry. Okay, so if a lot of the money that has flown into tech over the course of the past month or so flows into these smaller, more promising sectors and stocks, then we're just setting up for even crazier runs within some of these smaller, more promising stocks. Okay, so we will get into that as always. Before we do get into it though, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it, or if you have been profiting off of whatever positions, short put options, call options you have in any of the companies we're talking about today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, help us get to 20K, and check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter, first link in the description if you're interested in my exact calls, puts, how I'm trading this current market environment. Okay, it's exactly as it states, complete breakdown of my portfolio. Along with that, I do send out a newsletter on every trading day during market hours, talking about the trades I made that day, rationalizing my thoughts, and giving you guys my real-time thoughts on the markets overall. So first link in the description if you're interested. If not, no worries. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you guys watched the stock talk that I posted, I believe on Saturday, where I covered just Tesla and Workhorse, the bear and the bull, Tesla crashing, Workhorse pumping, they continue to do so today. So Tesla, once again, you guys, worst single day loss in its history. We'll cover this and then we'll get into the charts. Tesla shares closed down 21% Tuesday. The S&P 500 Index Committee added Etsy, Teradyne, and Catalent to the index on Friday, but stopped short of including Tesla. Some investors had expected Tesla to be included this quarter after responding to fourth consecutive quarter of profitability in July. So we did cover that, but we covered that in Friday's episode and a few episodes ago. But we'll talk about this as well. So Tesla shares tumbled Tuesday after Elon Musk's electric vehicle maker was left out of the S&P 500 by the committee that decides on new additions to the index. Tesla shares closed down 21%, and again, a little more after almost 2% after hours as well, making it the worst one-day loss on record. Tuesday's drop brought the company's market valuation to $307 billion. The stock has been on a tear this year, having risen around 300%, and the company is now worth more than some of the world's largest automakers, including Toyota and Volkswagen. So that's also something that's very important to keep in mind as well. Again, you guys, Tesla is not just an automaker; it is a tech company. It's a data company. It's a solar company. Tesla is many things, but it dwarfs some of the larger legacy automakers, even the biggest in the world, which is Toyota. Tesla stock dropped more than 7% after hours on Friday following the the news. U.S. markets were closed Monday because of Labor Day. Tesla's move lower Tuesday also follows a major reversal in the big tech stocks last week amid fears that valuations had reached unsustainable levels. Japanese tech investment juggernaut Softbank was reportedly the mystery NASDAQ whale that bought billions of dollars in call options in big tech names, including Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, and Netflix, potentially driving up valuations. Softbank declined to comment on the reports. So Softbank, Masa-san, one of the most innovational but shady characters out there in the investment landscape. Softbank, multi-billion dollar funds. Okay, so Softbank, you've probably seen them around. They invested in WeWork. They invested in a lot of early stage things. Obviously, WeWork panned out terribly, but Softbank is, this is pretty shady. What's going on here is pretty shady. And remember, you guys, even though it seems like there's so many retail investors that do have a hand on this market that are impacting the market significantly, the whales, like Masa-san, like SoftBank, do still dictate the general market directions, okay? So their options, their call options did contribute significantly to the market rally. And now if they're pulling out, then that will be the catalyst for a downfall as well, okay? So you always have to follow the big money, follow what the whales are doing, follow what the institutional investors are doing, because they do still dictate general market direction, okay? So that's shady. I will keep you guys posted on that as the story develops. It is a very early story, but very interesting. Okay. So but once again, you guys, just from a technical perspective, look at what Tesla's done, just over the course, like since March. Where were we back in March? So I know there was a stock split, so it kind of messes it up a little bit. But in the March lows, which you can't even, you kind of have to discount those March lows. Just at the beginning of the year, though, the high in February of 2020. Before the pullback at all, we were at $190. Since then, Tesla almost 3x'd. Not quite 3x, but like 2.5x to $500. There's nothing fundamental from a fundamental perspective that would lead you to believe that that this growth is warranted, okay? Again, there has been progress, the battery, whatever, like this magical battery that everyone's talking about, which could happen. I'm not doubting the fact that they could, like tomorrow, release news of like a game-changing battery, but it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened yet. It's all speculation. It's like the S&P inclusion. The stock jumped up off just the hunch that some random dude said that they would be included to the S&P, but obviously you didn't know what he was talking about because it didn't happen. So you always have to be careful with these speculation stocks. Tesla's a story stock. I love Tesla as a company, but it just needs to see a correction. To sum this up, Tesla is almost coming down perfectly to this line I've had drawn here, line of support. We almost perfectly bounced off, or at this moment, we might perfectly be at it after the 2% decline after hours. But we're just about to hit this line of support. If Tesla does significantly break this line of support, if it closes down below this line of support on a daily candle, then I think we'll see a very quick pullback. Like I'm talking over the course of the next week or so, down to levels where it's at its previous highs. Remember, you guys, when things, I've seen this time and time again, cannabis, crypto, there's so many other bubbles that it happens. You see a run up. Once it pops, it usually executes a full retracement back to previous highs. And even if it does bounce off this line of support, I do still think we'll ultimately come back down to these previous highs because Tesla's also forming somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern. So you can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we'll ultimately come back down to this area where we were floating around. We spent a lot of time around here in June before we saw this crazy run up, and this area also perfectly coincides with the highs that they set, two highs back in February earlier this year. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. My money's on it. You guys know this, that I do believe we'll see a sub $200 Tesla over the course of the next few days. Remember, you guys, things fall a lot faster than they go up, especially with all these new retail traders in the market right now. So I do think that my ultimate price target for Tesla is about $190 for the short, for the medium term, I'd say. Short term, remember, you guys, nothing goes straight down, nothing goes straight up, but it does fall faster. At least in my experience, from what I've seen, things do fall faster than they go up. Okay, so that's Tesla. Let's move on to Nikola. Talk about opposite sides of the spectrum, right? So, direct competitors of Nikola, Tesla. This is a great story. This sector is super exciting just from the quality of story perspective. Okay, so Nikola just gapped up 40% today. That's insane off this news. So again, we'll just read through this quick. Nikola shares pop as much as 53% after GM takes 11% stake in the electric truck maker. GM is getting a $2 billion stake in Nikola and the right to nominate one board member in exchange for in-kind services. Under the partnership, GM will produce the electric truck maker's marquee hydrogen fuel cell pickup truck, the Badger, by the end of 2022. I mean, look at this thing, you guys. This thing is so sick. Like, I've always thought, ever since I thought, this kind of looks like, you guys remember what the Tesla Cybertruck looked like? Like the mock-ups before they actually unveiled the truck, what it looked like. This is more what it looked like than the Cybertruck by far. Like the Cybertruck, it grew on me a little bit, but I think this is aesthetically a way better looking model. And after the Gladiator, I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to be my next buy. So this thing is so sick. Again, with the help of GM, I think this is brilliant. I think it's brilliant for General Motors, just a titan of industry, a legacy player within this space, to partner up with pretty much a startup. Like, it's pretty much a concept, Nikola, at this point. To partner up, again, GM has the infrastructure, they have the manufacturing capabilities, and that's exactly what they're going to do. This is brilliant. This makes me actually long Nikola. Again, I've said many times, I've roasted Nikola many times in the past, that you're betting on a promise. This is tangible. This is actual good news, and this makes me very bullish on the future of Nikola. Okay, so let's take a look at Nikola. What are we looking at? So market cap, we're currently floating at around a $19 billion market cap. So remember, you guys, Tesla is $300 billion. Nikola is a fraction of that at 19 billion, but Nikola still doesn't have a car on the road. That's very important to remember. They don't actually have any products for sale yet. They haven't made a dime off their Badger yet. But again, it's just bullish that they're partnering up with GM. This is a very, this is pretty set in stone. Okay, so this is a contract. This is going to happen. It's smart. It's a win-win on both sides. GM is lucky to have gotten this deal as well, in my opinion. Okay, but from a technical perspective, I do think that we'll ultimately come up and retest this uptrend that we've set here. I mean, Nikola's seen a significant correction. We know what Nikola can do from a price point perspective. I mean, this was just off pure speculation and hype right here, that it got up to $93. We're currently sitting at $50. I think it's pretty reasonable to once again retest this line of resistance on this uptrend that we started setting in early August. So again, you guys, with that is such good fundamental news that it wouldn't surprise me at all to come up and once again retest this trend line. That would bring us, if it hits it over the course of the next, like by the end of the week or next week, brings us up to around the $70 region. It also did, Nikola did also spend a lot of time around there after the bubble popped at the very top, went sideways for a while around that $70 region. So it makes sense to me, honestly, to come up to that $7 region. It would test this area. We might see a bounce off of that, but I think it'll probably go sideways from there for a while. Keep in mind, guys, if the equity markets do continue to go down, like I believe they will, that could impact just kind of the bullish sentiment around Nikola and Workhorse as well. So always be cautious of that. That bearish sentiment will bleed over into even the most bullish stocks sometimes. Okay, so be careful of that. But from a fundamental perspective, this is, I mean, I feel like this is as good as news could get for Nikola, again, because they are still like in the conceptual phases of their business. But again, this is tangible. This is great news, and this makes me very bullish on the future of Nikola. And I will for sure buy this Badger over the Cybertruck. That's a fact. Okay, so I told you there. Let's get on to Workhorse and then call it a day, you guys. All right, so Workhorse once again did successfully break out of this bull flag that we've had drawn forever now. So it's broken out. It has initiated wave 2 just today. It did break beyond it did break past its previous high that it set back in early July, at the beginning of July. It broke the high that it set of about call it $23. It got to a high of almost $24 today. So we've broken past new all-time highs. The barrier has been broken, and I do think that we will see a second wave here. Like I've been saying before, you guys, two wave. You see first wave, bubble pops, capitulation, it goes sideways, but it does show strength because it doesn't break down below those levels. Then you see the second wave initiate, and I do think that the second wave will be initiated. Let's see what. I know this is going negative. Oh wait. Where is here? Wait, give me some time. So price range. So from the top to where, let's just call it right there. That seems pretty fair. That was an 82% gain. Okay, wait. Let's see if we can. Sorry about that. Let's go up. So yeah, sorry. I knew I did something wrong there. So from the bottom, remember, you guys, Workhorse before it blew up in mid June. actually like later June, before it blew up in later June, was at $4.30. So Workhorse currently is at $22. So it's 5x since then. It's up 440% to its high, up a little more than that now because it just broke its high. But that first rally was about 400%. I don't think we can expect a rally of 400% on this second round out, just because it's getting bigger, the market cap's getting bigger, it takes more capital inflow to raise the individual share price now, like significantly. But I do think that we could see, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a 2x, like 100% rally from these areas. Okay, so 100x from the $15 levels where it was capitulating, where it was going sideways. Just 2x from these levels down here would bring it to $30. That is still a significant increase from its current price, around 23, but I think it could easily happen. Again, you guys remember Workhorse is only at, what's it at now? Why do I always skip it? Is at a $2.25 billion valuation. Now, again, you guys, is still a micro company in the grand scheme of things. And with that USPS, potential USPS, remember, this is still speculation as well. Potential contract coming up with the USPS, just the disruption for the entire logistics industry overall. I think Workhorse is poised to at least, I mean, from a valuation perspective, I wouldn't be surprised to see them reach a $20 billion mark. I mean, similar to Nikola. Nikola's $20 billion with no trucks on the road. I wouldn't be surprised to see Workhorse, if all goes accordingly, of course, to at least 10x their valuation over the course of the next year or so. Okay, so that is Workhorse. Still very bullish on Workhorse myself. I think we will call it there, you guys. Once again, if you want to know my exact positions on any of these stocks, again, I don't feel bad plugging this at all, especially at times like these. Like, you would have caught the wave. You would have caught the Workhorse wave. You would have caught the Tesla wave. You would have caught the overall equity market wave as well. Again, if you just watch the videos, honestly, you probably would have caught on as well. But again, I just give you real-time updates in this with the newsletter. I do break down literally every precise position that's in my portfolio, all call options, all put options, all stock positions. And I'm very excited to see what's going to happen now. I'm well positioned. I'm very confident in my portfolio. Again, you guys, I never know exactly what's going to happen. I just do my best to with the knowledge I have and the data I have available to me to make the best decisions I can. And I'm going to be honest, I am very confident in my portfolio at this moment, and I'm very confident just kind of in what we're talking about right now. And I'm really excited for what's going to happen from here. And like, I'm just excited to talk to you guys about this. So as always, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this. Let me know if you were able to play any of these correctly, if you shorted Tesla, if you got some calls on Nikola or Workhorse. Because again, it's super exciting. There's a lot of volatility right now, and it can suck if the volatility works against you. But I mean, it's just exciting. That's what volatility is. Volatility is excitement. And I will be dropping a video just right after this, recorded pretty much a back-to-back here, talking about how I am navigating this current equity pullback, which I believe will be even more significant than most believe. I think that we could see new lows over the course of the next month or so. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just having a bad feeling about the equity markets right now. But I'm letting you guys know in that video how I'm navigating that personally. It's some of the puts I have, some of the calls I have. We talk about the VIX, the volatility index. And again, you guys, volatility is probably the one thing that I'm the most confident in right now, just as a fact. So excited to talk to you guys about that. Once again, let me know in the comments down below what you're excited about right now. It doesn't even have to be in the EV sector, just about whatever, literally. Always love talking to you guys. Always love learning from you guys. And until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.